Hi, I have morning musings, and I like to share my morning musings with you. Today's musing, I guess I want to create a blog about the mind. I don't have any personal, I haven't studied the mind personally, but it's just my musings about the mind and learning and so forth. And one of the things I wanted to say about learning is what I believe about learning is that many of us we have the capacity to learn, but we don't understand how to tap into that capacity to learn, the ability to learn. And sometimes what happens is we have a lot of uh, interference in our brains. You ever just listen to yourself? Do you hear yourself talking to yourself throughout the day? And that's where that's when you can realize whether what's preventing you from learning anything. It's that voice in our heads that talk to us throughout the day, how we view things the moment they happen, what our impulses tell us. So spend a day listening to the voice in your head and just really listen to what kind of voice it is. Is it a positive voice or is it a negative voice? If that voice is negative, that may have something to do with why you're not learning, because it's telling you what people think about you, um, and also your approach to the information. Are you trying to read fast or do we read slow? How the method in which we're teaching ourselves. We have to learn how we learn. Just think of anything that you ever learned that you know very well. Maybe it was your natural ability, but still you had to learn it. And the question is, how did you learn it? What method works for you? And that is, I think, one of the things that makes people intelligent is how they teach themselves. But I think there still is more to that. I would need to speak to someone I consider to be very intelligent and ask them about their habits, especially those people that can learn so many languages. They have the ability to pick up many languages. What is their brain telling them about the information? How are they placing that information in their brain? So this is the beginning of my musings. I'm not speaking as a professional. This is my blog, and I just want to discuss something I consider very important: our brain and our intelligence, how we acquire information, how we learn information. What do we tell ourselves? What is going on in our brains when we are trying to learn something or understand truth? Because some people say there's some things that are generally true and things that we have to generally learn, like drive a car, or we always have we always have workshops and we have to learn the latest software or system that we use at a job. And you'll notice that some people really have a handle on it while others don't. And one thing I remember in school is experience I remember in school is, I think I was in the 8th grade or something like that. And I was very quiet and shy. And I found that in the beginning of class or before class, people would ask me for the answers to the homework assignment. And I learned that these people were smart. The people that were asking me for the answers, I think they looked up to me at some point, and they will just ask me for answers. But I was like, these people are smarter than me. If they attempted to do the same thing, smart, you see, that's my negative self-talk. they were intelligent. Why do I have to compare, right? But they would act if they would attempt to do the work. I am sure they'll do a great job at it. So maybe they were lazy. They would, and maybe they just tell me, "Oh, you're so smart," just to get, or make me feel smart, to get the answers from me. Because I found all the people that were asking me for homework, I felt they were intelligent. So either they were telling themselves they couldn't do it, or maybe they were lazy. One or the other, I don't know. So that's the experience. I said that just to say make the point that people have the ability, but they don't. Do they? How do they tap into it? Are they willing learners? Are they willing to go through the process of learning and completing whatever steps or um, practices are required to learn something? Are we willing to take that step? And some people are just naturally, they absorb things very easily. So this is just my general musings, and I just want to know, what do you find a challenge to learn? As you'll listen to me, you notice my challenge is grammar. I always found that to be challenging. My older sister, she's great with grammar. Uh, there's some things that I used to be had a natural, and I also have, yeah, my language has been my difficult thing. That's why people often ask me what my first language is, where I'm from, because the way I think when I speak and me searching for words, the right words to say, and I must read more, and I think listen more so I can learn of different word choices to use. Enough about me. Just talking about general learning in general. So, what are some things that you find difficult to learn? And is it just some people just have what makes the people capable of learning certain topics and not others? What is it that we're telling ourselves mentally when it comes to attempting to learn a specific particular skill? Thank you for listening to my musings.